You are watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 26th of August. Indian minister pitches Shark Tank with Japan to boost startup investments. Imran Khan's sons demand independent medical exam for father. And power crisis leaves Bangladesh farmers struggling to irrigate fields. And now for all the details. India's Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has proposed an India-Japan startup pitching series modeled on the popular television format Shark Tank. The minister has proposed a platform where startups from both countries can present their ideas directly to investors and potential partners. The idea is to connect young startups with investors, business partners, and markets in both countries. Goyal said digital connectivity could make such interactions easier and more frequent. Goyal is also pitching a broader India Japan deep tech capital corridor. The idea is to help promising innovations move from laboratory and prototype stage towards commercial success. Goyal called for stronger links between universities, incubators, and venture funds in India and Japan. The pitch is ultimately about building an ecosystem where Japanese capital and engineering expertise meet India's startup base, talent, and large domestic market.
The Honorable Commerce and Industry Minister of India.
The fourth point, India and Japan can develop pitching series, something like the Shark Tanks initiative that can help young startups pitch. And in this world of global connectivity through Zoom calls and internet, I think we can have more and more pitching sessions where Indian startups pitch for Japanese investments and Japanese startups pitch for partners in India.
Moving on, the sons of former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan on Tuesday demanded an independent medical examination of their father. They challenged the government to provide evidence that their father is in good health and accused authorities of violating a Supreme Court order. During an online press briefing, Khan's sons said that their father's treatment amounted to a human rights violation. They also cited concerns raised by the United Nations bodies, members of the US Congress, and Britain's House of Lords. They said that the government should allow independent doctors to examine Khan, calling it the only way to verify his health and address the family's concerns. Earlier this month, a three-judge Supreme Court bench ordered authorities to move Khan from Adiala jail to a private hospital in Islamabad within 2 days for a medical examination. Instead, authorities took Khan to the state-run PIMS hospital overnight on August 21 for a brief checkup before returning him to jail within hours. He was also denied access to his personal physician, which his party says breached the court's order. Khan has been imprisoned since August 2023 on charges he says are politically motivated. His arrest triggered nationwide protests and attacks on military installations.
What my father is going through is a violation of his human rights. And we're not alone in saying this. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, the UN Special Rapporteur on Torture, the UN Committee Against Torture, and the Inter-Parliamentary Union have all formally taken up our father's case. Members of the US Congress and the UK House of Lords have spoken. This week, 21 former international cricket captains, including the greatest names of Indian cricket, wrote to Pakistan's Prime Minister asking that he receive medical care. And our mother asked the British government how much longer it will remain silent.
I just want to say, if, I'm almost certain the government will come out with some statement saying he's completely fine, we've checked him in our facilities. If that is the case, I would love to challenge them to show proof of that, allow him to enter an independent hospital with independent physicians so they can just have a completely neutral check to see what his condition is, put our minds at ease, and prove that what you're saying isn't another lie.
And At least 15 infants were killed when a fire broke out at the state-run Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences in Islamabad on Wednesday. The blaze began around 7 a.m. in the hospital's mother and child health ward and was triggered by a fault in air conditioning systems, local media reported. Of 16 newborns in the ward, one was rescued. The father of a victim said he was not even able to see his daughter and criticized conditions in the ward, saying it lacked proper fire safety measures and exits, with most doors kept closed. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif ordered an immediate investigation and said those responsible should face the strictest action. The ward was cordoned off as emergency crews and ambulances remained outside the hospital.
तो भी अपनी बच्ची को भी नहीं देख पा रहा, मैं अपनी गलती करके बताऊँगा, लेकिन जो उस वार्ड की कंडीशन थी और जो मैं तो 8 दिन से वहाँ जाता रहा हूँ, बिल्कुल एक सूरत हाल वहाँ पे इंतजाम था। ये जो बिल्डिंग है अच्छी बनी है, मेरी बेगम जो है तो 7 दिन से एडमिट है, लेकिन उस बिल्डिंग का कोई हाल बात नहीं था, कोई फायर सिक्योरिटी, कोई अच्छा एग्जिट वहाँ पे नहीं था, और जो दरवाजे थे वो भी उन्होंने हमारे लिए बंद किए थे। एक दरवाज़ा सिर्फ खोला था ताकि ये अटेंडेंट अपने बच्चों को देखने कहीं ना आ जाए, बाकी सब दरवाजे उन्होंने बंद किए हुए।
And a massive flash flood swept through Nepal's mountainous Rasuwa district on Wednesday, killing at least 8 people, washing away villages and damaging roads, bridges and hydropower projects. Footage showed powerful floodwaters rushing through the region, inundating buildings and infrastructure. The worst hit areas are home to around 50,000 people. Officials urged residents living along the riverbanks to move to higher ground, warning of possible casualties. The flooding also disrupted electricity supplies in the affected areas. Authorities deployed helicopters for rescue operations, continued to assess the damage, and urged residents to remain alert amid the risk of further flooding. The cause of the flash flood was not immediately known. However, the same river was hit by a deadly flood last year, which authorities later linked to the draining of a glacial lake. Nepal's Ministry of Water Resources said several hydropower projects were damaged, along with roads and bridges. Meanwhile, a mudslide on the Nepali side also hit a Chinese port, cutting roads, communications and power in the Shigatse region, China's Xinhua News reported. Meanwhile, worsening power crisis in Bangladesh is hitting farmers hard, with frequent power outages disrupting irrigation during the agricultural season. But elsewhere in Bangladesh, a pilot project is testing whether the same farmland can produce both crops and solar power. We have a report.
Under the scorching sun in Barab, Bangladesh, farmers are doing a job they never expected to return to watering their farmland by hand. With electric irrigation pump out of action because of repeated power cuts, farmers are using a basin to scoop water from a nearby pond. But in another part of Bangladesh, a pilot project is underway. Solar panels are being installed above farmland, allowing electricity generation and agriculture to take place on the same plot. The idea is simple: farmers continue cultivating the land while solar panels above them generate electricity. The project is testing various crops including rice and coriander beneath the panels. But the project is still an experiment. Researchers are comparing crops grown beneath the panels with those grown on uncovered land, while also examining the costs and benefits for individual farmers.
You don't need to acquire land anymore. If this works, then we can share the land, go into a 30-year land lease model, grow crops underneath and grow power on top. But however, when we're doing it, we are not trying to present it as a solution with no hiccups. So we are trying to see what is the cost to individual farmers.
Bangladesh's power system remains heavily dependent on imported fuels, leaving electricity generation vulnerable to international price shocks and disruptions in fuel supplies. And when power is unavailable, the impact is felt directly in the fields.
And people across parts of southern India came together to celebrate the harvest festival of Onam, which was marked with traditional rituals, vibrant festivities, and a grand feast. Take a look.
People in parts of India's southern Kerala and Tamil Nadu on Wednesday celebrated the harvest festival of Onam with great fervor and gaiety as they thronged temples and other public spaces, wearing new clothes on the occasion. Onam is a prime and prominent festival of Kerala. Every year those who celebrate the harvest festival bath, offer prayers, participate in fun activities like dances, beating drums, and swinging competitions on the occasion. Several cultural events are also organized on the occasion, which witness youngsters taking part in music and dance competitions with much enthusiasm along with grand feasting. The festival of Onam traditionally celebrates the homecoming of mythical King Mahabali, who is believed to come from the netherworld to check on his citizens. One of the major highlights of the festival is the traditional grand feast called Onam Sadhya, that consists of a variety of local dishes, such as rice, sambar and rasam. Sadhya made specially on Onam is served on banana leaves on the occasion. The annual celebrations, which began on the first day of the traditional Malayalam calendar this year on August 17th, concluded on August 26th.
Not only in India, celebrations not only in India, wherever the Malayalis is there, worldwide it is celebrating, and nowadays it is, can say with privilege, everyone has taken up this celebration because you can see this Pookalam, the flower carpet, the different flowers. So different colors are joining together and becoming a one flower carpet. It's saying that unity in diversity really. So that is the speciality of this particular celebration.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow.